I dunked the basketball was it because I was like, no. It's because God helped me and gave me an idea. So boys and girls, when you're faced with a situation, even you guys, what grade are you in? Kindergarten. Now some people think that kindergartners can't do stuff because you're just in kindergarten. But kindergartners with God can do all things, can't they? Yes. What about this group over here? Pre-K? What is it? TK. I don't even know what that stands for, but it's cool. Traditional kindergarten. I like that. Some think you can't do that, but with God, all things are possible. So I want to show you some things. I'm going to need some of my helpers here. Got to look at my time here. All right, I need to, come on, we're just going to go down the line. Come on up here. See, on this side, should I hold that up? Okay, show everybody. See, he's standing on this side. See, you've got to decide what side are you going to stand on. See, if you stand on this side, hold that up for everybody. What does that say? You're going to have a lot of can'ts, okay? They're not good. But what God wants to do, and this is why we worship, is because when we worship, we take our eyes off of ourselves and we put them on God. And when we see God, we see big. And we take the can't, and God wants to turn you around. And what does that say now? And you're going to stand over here. Stand right there. All right, the next one. Next person, come on up here. Hold that up. If you're going to stand on this side, this is what matters to you most. What does it say? People say. What people say. People say, oh, you're smart. People say, you're not very smart. People say, oh, you're good looking. People say, you're not very good looking. People say, oh, you can do that. People say, oh, you made a mistake. You can't do that. So what you're going to do, God's going to turn you around. Oh, actually, do this. We're going to turn you around. And what does it say? And when you listen to what God says, you're going to be on this side of the line because God says you can do all things. God says you're more than a conqueror. God says you're a champion. Everybody say this. Say, God says, I'm a champion. People say, I don't even really know, but I don't care. But God says, I'm a champion. All right, next person. Come on up here. All right, my man, how you doing? Good to see you. All right, on this side, people said, oh, that's impossible, isn't it? Now, are we going to stay on this side? Are we just going to say, you know what, I'm just going to stay on this side? Because sometimes it's possible, and sometimes it's just not impossible. Okay? But what are we going to do? We're going to have God turn it the other way. There we go. Turn us around, and what does it say? And when we move to the possible, we're going to stand over right here. Now, let's go. Let's keep going. All right? Now, here's a good one. What does that say? See it. See, a lot of times on the impossible side, all we're going by is what we see. All I saw was the basketball hoop, and all I saw was me. Me, basketball hoop. Me, basketball hoop. So I was acting according to what I saw. If I opened up, my wallet or my checkbook, or sometimes people are sick and they look in the mirror and they say, I'm seeing bad things. So it must be impossible. But what God helps us to do is we don't go by what we see, we go by what we, turn it around. Believe it. Somebody say it. What does it say? Believe it. Hold it up, somebody can say. Believe it. So that means that even though we see bad in our eyes, we open up the eyes of our hearts and we believe. And when we believe it, we move from the impossible side to the possible. All right, we having fun? All right, okay. Next one. All right. Now, the next thing, the natural side. This is what we see, what we can do, what we can live. The natural, but when we look to God instead of ourselves, we go from the natural to the supernatural. Go on that. See, God's the super, I'm the natural, and together with God, we are what? We are what? Supernatural! We are what? Supernatural! All right, one more. Let's have a really good one here. All right. And we notice that, hold these two. We notice that on this side is the fire and the power. Now, boys and girls, we got a few more minutes. We got to wrap up, okay? See, on this side, I need a boy. Where's the boy here? I need a volunteer, a victim. I need a volunteer. I need a victim. I mean volunteer. I need a boy. Come on up, my man. You, yeah, come on up. What's your name? Gavin? Gavin, how old are you? 11. What grade are you in? What? You're in 6th grade? Dude, we have so much in common. I was in 6th grade too. That's amazing. All right, Gavin. Now, this is not you. You're using me to be a helper, okay? See, on this side, we wear the chicken. Because people that live on this side, they think like a chicken. They say, I can't do that. They say, I can't do that. I'm a chicken. I can't do it. But, Gavin, when we stop looking at ourselves and we look to God, He changes our chicken thinking. No more chicken thinking. And Gavin, you start to think like a king is in who you were made to be. Let's give Gavin a big hand. All right, Gavin, you will stand over there. Now, wait a minute. How come there are no kids that are staying on the impossible side? Is this the side that we're going to stay on? No, it's not. We are going to stay on the possible side. And I want to give all of our helpers a big round of applause. Good job, guys. Okay, you guys can put that on the table. Now, I didn't have one of the kids wear this, but you know what else? You know what else is on this side? This is called stinking thinking.
Oh my goodness.
See? That's all we'll say. That's all we'll say, all right? But when I stop thinking about, and you know what else? These people that live on this side, they look and they say bad things about it. They feel like if they can put other people down, it'll make themselves better. But how many know that's stinking thing? You should never use your words to put anybody down. And when you get rid of that stinking thinking, oh, come on, guys, it's not real. And you start to think like a king, you can do that. All right, here's what we're going to do right now. What I need to do is I need everybody to bow your heads and close your eyes. And I'm going to ask you an important question here. And if we could maybe get some worship music to play. How many would say to me, Mr. Tim, I believe that I'm a rocket kid, that I'm filled with power, and I'm on fire with the Spirit. If you really believe that, I want you to raise your hand. Okay? And I want you guys to stand up. And I want the teachers to help me. I need to make one line facing the line